deals with a woman who has a massive crow in her barn. Hello, welcome to Sound and Fury Book Reviews. As usual, I am Tina. Today I'm doing my wrap-up for January and my what's up for February, where I talk about what I read in January, ranked, and what I'm going to read next month, or this month coming up. Whenever I post this. Anyway, so January was busy. I didn't read as many books as I normally do. So that was fun. Well, I just didn't have a chance to post a couple of the reviews because that was what was taking up so much time, because I'm going on vacation. I will already be on vacation. Actually, I'll probably be back like the next day when I post this. So the next video that you'll have of me, I will hopefully have a tan, not a burn. I'm going to Mexico. So so I didn't, I was just so busy, with work, trying to get stuff done before I left and all of this, that I didn't have enough time to record and post my videos. So what did I review in January? I'm going to do it ranked, as I said, based on kind of the book that I liked the least to the book that I loved. So the book that I liked the least isn't a bad book. It's just, it was fine. And that is A Life for the Stars. This was a classic sci-fi. It was fine. It's just kind of I don't know, not a lot happening in that book. Then He's the Devil. I gave this one a 4-star. I enjoyed it. I thought the kind of twist was a bit obvious and some parts could have been trimmed, but it was very subversive and interesting. And I always love a good demon possession book, so yeah. Then we have No Wrong Seasons. I thought this was really well done. It's Canadian contemporary fiction about an artist and a photographer, and the artist is this kind of reclusive old lady, and the photographer is this young boy, young man. He's 17 or something. Anyway, so they strike up a friendship, and their friendship helps another artist or a writer kind of overcome a lot of trauma that she's had recently, and it's a really good kind of found family story. It's nice. And then we have The Cut Line. This book was so interesting. It's a 5-star read for me. It's a translation, and it's just about this woman going through a breakup and kind of her summer in her family's farmhouse in Estonia. And it's just it's such an interesting, fascinating way to kind of go through the stages of grief or separation, things like that. I just thought it was really it's very beautifully written, and I really liked it. And then we have A Spell for Drowning, which probably would have been my favorite book of the month if not for the next one I'm going to talk about. So Spell for Drowning was a witch story, essentially, but it was also historical fiction, so it was kind of really based in, reality, but it kind of, presupposes that, there were ancient gods of the sea, for example, and there, the wise women of the neighborhood or the community were actually, had some kind of magic powers, and so it kind of plays with the reality in that way. It's not really a magical realism in that sense, but I'd say it's more of a fantasy. I really liked it. I thought it was really interesting. It was really fun. It had kind of a weird kind of monster aspect to it too. I don't know. I really liked it. I liked the sisters as well. And then my favorite book of the month was The First Mage on the Moon, which you probably expected if you watched my review of it, my glowing review of it. I just adored this book. It has all the things that I love in fantasy, except for a love story. I could have had a little bit of a love story, but I didn't need it to make the book feel complete. It just was such a cool book, and I just really loved it. And yeah, definitely my favorite book of the month. So yeah, I have a couple shout outs that I want to do. First, I have a book that's coming out at the end of January. It might already be out by the time I talk about this, and that is Smeg. This is a book about, it's a cozy mystery set in Edmonton, which is in Alberta, in Canada. And it's just this old man. He's a retired cop, and he's brought back on, for one last case. And it's just a really fun mystery, and it's kind of him getting out of the house and getting kind of feeling again, one of those stories, he bonds with his young, he has to mentor this young cop and they bond. It's really good and really fun. If you like cozy mysteries, it's great. And then we have this one, A Realm Undone. Look how pretty it is. So this one is a fantasy novel, obviously, but it has a very women-centered. It has a great love story. I absolutely loved the love story. But I love brooding wizards. As you know, if you watch any of my reviews about fantasy books that have brooding wizards. I adore a brooding wizard, and there is a brooding kind of dorky wizard in this, and I'm just like, oh my god. But I mean, it's not a romantasy, I wouldn't say. That's like a subplot. It's more of like really cool world building. It's got really neat monsters and magic, and it's got court intrigue as well as adventure battles and stuff. And there's a lot going on in this, and all of it's good. I really liked it. It's also really fun. And then lastly, a book that I got sent to me. Now, I worked on this book. I edited this book for Jonathan Nevers, and this is The Curse of Dragentail Island. I mentioned this in a few of my kind of like anticipated reads because I wanted to give him a bit of more of a shout out, but he sent me a copy and I was so excited. So this book is so much fun. If you love Dragonlance and if you love Pirates of the Caribbean, perfect mesh. It's got a little cozy, more adventure-y. It's got like a late 40s second chance romance, which I thought was amazing because we never see that, and it has such like fun fantasy creatures and just great like battles and stuff. It's so fun, and also like dude's mustache is just, amazing. So thank you so much to Jonathan for sending that to me. Ruger, can you not die in my office? Yeah. Okay, so what am I reading this month coming up? So I'm reading The Determined, which I have already read this. I was supposed to post a review last week or this week, whenever I'm posting this, but I did not have time to even write the review, let alone film and record it and do all this stuff. So it is being posted the first week of February. It's really good. It's about the two real-life women pirates, Anne Bonny and Mary Read, and basically just like their life story, and it's based on like real sources as well as like fiction. So it's just really good. I liked it. So there's another book that I've already started because obviously I had started it. I've not finished it. And I am hooked on this book. And this is The Red Winter. I'm loving it so far. It is wild. We have demon possession. We have werewolves. We have like gay romance. We have so much stuff that I just love. And it's also like set in real historical fiction. Like it's set in France and it's based on a real myth. And I'm just like, I'm over the moon with this book. So might have another fantasy as favorite book of the month. We'll see. Then we have An Impossibility of Crows. I think, from what I remember, this book deals with a woman who has a massive crow in her barn. That sounds wrong. It might be right. I'll let you know in my review. I don't remember. I also have sent to me The Unraveling of Oo by Hala Gadari. This is a contemporary fiction about a woman who basically has this... The book is told, I believe, I've not started it, in the perspective of this sock puppet. Oh my god, that she has. And so it's all about kind of how this person, just all the things that she goes through and how the puppet is representing, I guess, like her trauma in her life. And I'm really interested about this. I read the author's short fiction before. She has like this flash fiction collection, and it was really, really good, called Widow Fantasies. So I'm excited to read that. I got it from the publisher. So the next book I have is Day of the Dragon Star. This is for my classic sci-fi, and so I bought book 3 because it had a lizard alien on it. I was like, oh, my favorite kind of alien, but it ended up being book 3, and so I ordered book 1 from Thrift Books or whatever. So I'm going to be reviewing that. I hope it's crazy. It's about 2 survivors of this exploratory mission. They end up in a jungle. But apparently something on the wall sees them. What wall? I don't know. We'll have to find out. I'm also going to be reviewing a book called Repetition. It's a novella. I have no idea what this is anymore. I requested it a long time ago, so I'm going to be reviewing that. I think it's a translation book too. Also, Green and Deadly Things is something that I'm going to be reviewing. Looks like a fantasy. Might be a horror. I don't know. I don't remember. And then for Valentine's Day, I mean, I'm not going to post it around Valentine's Day. I'll probably post it after Valentine's Day, but I'll be reading around Valentine's Day. And this is A Widow's Charm. This is a romance book. It's a fantasy romance. And the reason I requested it, because the cover isn't generally something that I would kind of lean towards. It's a bit too whimsical for me, is because there's a necromancer in the book. I have a type, okay? Anyway, oh yeah. So for the Interstellar Book Club, so we're reading in January. We read there is no anti-memetics division, so I will probably be part of that discussion at some point. And then in February we're reading the book Blob, so I'll be probably reviewing anti-memetics in February, and then I'll be reviewing Blob in March. But yeah. I'm also going to be doing a video on the 25th or so where I'm going to share all of the books that my team was allocated for the SPSFC. So like the initial books, I'm going to let you know kind of my yes or no's on them and read the backs and show the covers and stuff, just as kind of like a like a little a little promo for the authors just to get their book out there. I also got some books that came in that I'm really excited about that I'm just gonna like brag about. So I got an arc of the Faith of Beasts. I loved The Mercy of Gods. I'm gonna be reviewing this in March, and I'm very excited. I also am going to be reviewing in March Steel Gods. I finally got a copy of that. I was like, is this going on NetGalley? Is it ever going on NetGalley? And it finally did. And I was like, oh. Then I had to wait. And they didn't approve me. And then finally they did. So I'm like, yay. I think I pre-ordered it. Maybe I should cancel my No, I'll leave it. And then I finally got Bone of My Bone. I've wanted Bone of My Bone since I heard of it. It's another necromancer book. It's a fantasy. It's got lesbians in it. It's by Joanna Van Veen. I loved My Darling Dreadful Thing, and I really liked Blood on Her Tongue, so I'm very excited for this. That's going to be coming up in April. And I also got an e-arc because I asked the author for Demon's Ruin. So this is coming out in May. I'm going to be doing my review in April. I love this series. I will admit I mainly love it because, well, I love it for three reasons, I guess. The first is because it has, again, demon possession, something I love. It has a brooding wizard that is my book boyfriend named Red Eye. He's probably going to die in the book, but that's fine. I will, that's what fan fiction is for. And and I just like really love the world building. It's like, I guess it's a lit RPG book. I don't know. I'm never really sure what qualifies as lit RPG, but I really like it, and I love the first two. And I own the first two, actually. I have them on paperback, so I'll be buying the third paperback. I just was like, hey, if you want an early review ahead of time, I'm going to buy your paperback anyway. You want to send me the EPUB and I'll do an early review. And Ben was like, sure. And I was like, awesome. It pays to, what's the expression? Fortune favors the bold. So yeah, I am rambling and I am leaving. So I hope you had a great January. If you live somewhere cold, I hope you're not too chilly. And yeah, next time I see you, I will be tanned. Knock on wood. Knock on wood, nothing happens. Is this wood? I don't know.